Der er et før og et efter i alt.
It's a show about an 18-year-old girl who loses her whole family overnight, and that changes her whole life. And so she has to find a kind of meaning and purpose in her life. And even though it's a tragic story, she deals with her problems in a peculiar way that makes it light and fresh and wild. I think I'm much more in contact with how I'm feeling, and I deal with my problems in a more direct psychological process kind of way than she does. She's more concrete, just fix this, do something, and she doesn't dive into her feelings, at least in the beginning of the show, in the same way as I do. I'm like, okay, think about things. How do I feel? She doesn't reflect in the same way as I do.
So how does it feel to front an HBO Max series?
It feels crazy as well. I think the whole thing feels crazy. I did not expect that things would go so fast for me. I was in drama school when I got the part, so I'm very grateful that this is the beginning of my career. Yeah.
Yeah, how did you get the part?
I saw a Facebook post saw a Facebook post for an open casting, and I had to send a self-tape with a presentation video. But I had to tell how old I was and what I was doing, stuff like that. And then I was called in for a casting, and another casting, and another casting, and many castings. And then after, I think almost half a year, I got the part. Yeah.
It's been a long process.
It's been a long process. I think the last casting I was for, it took 3 hours, and one of the things was like dress up for looking like super rich and influencer-ish.
So how did you do that? What did you wear looking like a super rich influencer?
In the casting?
Yeah.
I think I had this white silk shirt on and like stilettos, and I had strangely they dyed my hair red for one day, and I had some extensions in my hair and a lot of makeup. And then I had to walk in the streets downtown Copenhagen, and then they had to take some like influencer pictures of me in order to see if I could fit the role. Yeah. They dressed me up.
And the visual style is quite unique.
Yeah.
It blends a lot of cuts, time jumps, animation, live action, stop motion. It's like pieces of mosaic glued together by your narrative, your voiceover. How was it to act in such a fragmentary storytelling?
Sometimes we just had to make, and actually think of it as a mosaic. Sometimes it's just like one scene is just a look and then glued together. So, but that's filmmaking. I learned that sometimes you just do a scene, look out the window, imagine you see a robot lawn mower. Okay, and to do that is just so weird. But glued together with the other things, it makes sense.
Yeah, did it feel like it was making sense when you were shooting it as well?
Not all the time, but mostly.
So, which was the most challenging part of the series?
Challenging
part. Yeah.
I think I worried mostly about the desert scenes, but actually those were not as hard to make as I imagined. They sort of like played themselves. I think the scenes with her flirts, her male interests, where she sort of had to break up with them, those scenes, those were hard to make. I think to make her like
Yeah.
because she likes them, but she doesn't really let them into her life, and how to break up with them without being too emotional because she's not too involved. It was. I think those were complicated to make.
So did you shave your head by yourself?
I was in a makeup room, and then I began with a scissor. And then I got the shaver in my hand, and I started doing it. Yeah. So it was a collaboration between me and the makeup artist. Yeah. She really enjoyed
Okay.
cutting off the hair.
Through the series, you visit so many different locations and countries, travel spots. Which one did you enjoy the most to shoot at?
I really enjoyed being at Gran Canaria. When we shot episode 6, it was just before Corona. And, after shooting, I went to the beach. I hang out with Roberto, who plays... fuck the name, sorry. Who plays... Oh, I just forgot the name. Chavox, that's the name. We hang out a lot, and we had very fun time together, and so I really enjoyed being at the Gran Canaria, and I also enjoyed being there and took nice walks at the beach.
If you would travel around the world
Yeah.
by yourself, which would be your top destinations?
I would like to go to Japan. I would also like to go to South Korea, and also Australia and India.
If you would recommend a film and a series?
Yes, I just saw Olive Kitteridge on HBO. I really like that show. I'm a big fan of Frances McDormand. And I also like 3 Billboards with Frances McDormand. I don't know, she just popped in my head.